But the other thing was them bringing up the movies, and you're right, they never brought that up before. Never brought that up before. But the reason they are bringing it up is because is a drop. They're a drop in the bucket compared to parks and cruises and all this other mass media stuff that they do, and who knows what else. I don't know everything they own, but like I said earlier, perception, and it is a big black eye, and it's making them look horribly bad, which will affect your stock, which will affect your brand, and your brand's cultural impact. And right now they are very negative when it comes to they just don't have a good rep. Sure, a bunch of people still going to Disneyland and stuff, and I say the normies are, and I don't mean that as a negative connotation. Normies, I perceive them as busy people who can't pay attention to pop culture all the time because they're busy raising their kids and going to work. That's understandable. Sure. But it is affecting them in the movies. We have Barbie and Oppenheimer freaking killing it right now in the movie theaters without actors being able to go out and do interviews, by the way, on late night.
That may be actually better, Gary.
I think it's
maybe we need to do that with the Marvels.
Yeah, maybe they should.
Bring off the carpet.
I did see a rumor. It's just a rumor that they're going to try to market the Marvels like Barbie, which will be just funny if they can, because they won't be able to if there's a strike. And God, I don't want them to delay that movie. I'm looking so forward to that movie.
I believe it was the little UDW Pro that actually broke that rumor.
Yes, but the fun thing about this is that I think you guys are exactly right. If they can keep Brie Larson out of the press, I think it's better for the movie overall. I don't think that they can pull off what they've done with Barbie, because I don't think the film itself, is pink and girly and feminine. I think the whole point of it was to try to replicate the masculine, with these women. But that's not what Barbie did. Barbie went in and said, well, we hate men, and here's a lot of pink and joy. And women loved it.
Barbie, I can't take credit for this, but I'll say it again. The best description of the Barbie phenomenon is it's the white woman's Black Panther. That's what it is. It's a perfectly marketed film. Black Panther was some of the best marketing I've ever seen for a very mid-range movie, because they convinced people that you're fighting racism by going to see Black Panther. And it made Disney a lot of money. And, whether you like the movie or not, I still think it's very mid, but it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen, had a decent villain, blah, blah, blah. Barbie was marketed properly. And, if you want to fill a movie with intersectional feminism, that's where it belongs. It's a girl's brand. Go for it. I don't care. Keep it out of Spider-Man. Keep it out of Star Wars. The square peg and the round hole thing is what Marvel's been trying to do, trying to turn a boy's brand into a girl's brand.
As you'll notice that, the last quarter, Iger comes out, strolls out there and proclaims, we're so pleased for the Mario movie because it proves people want to go see movies. Now, after nobody wants to go see the Disney stuff, he didn't stroll out this time with his big Bob Iger ego and say, hey, how about Barbie? We're really happy about that one, too. No, nothing about Barbie.
He's not going to say anything nice about Warner Brothers. Not going to happen. And, you were talking about streaming earlier. I think, Max is in the best position right now for as far as a studio owned streamer to do very well, because they've practically invented the model that they borrowed from the BBC, which is the shorter series, and they've been around for decades, and they know what they're doing. They know how to make a the simplest answer is they know how to produce prestige TV. Disney does not. They simply do not. They don't know how to go about it. And Warner Brothers does. That's why you know what? You don't think Warner Brothers saw this coming? House of the Dragon completely, other than its showrunner. I don't know how he gets around it, but it's because he completed the scripts and they had the notes finished before they went into shoot, and it's completely a UK production, like 100% a UK production. Mm-hmm. And you might see studios maybe doing that. You mentioned earlier they're going to get Korean content, freaking Japanese. Yeah. They're going to get content for all over, and
they're just buying turnkey stuff, like already done, or it's like, hey, we're making the show. Do you want to buy it for U.S. release? Sure.
Here comes the anime.
And exactly. And what's going to happen? I've already heard 2 studio heads say that we've got a year's worth of content. We can go a year.
Yeah,
we can go a year.
Warner Brothers said, I think David Zaslav said in no uncertain terms. He did one of these. It was one of those brilliant answers. He's like, look, we hope to come to an amicable agreement with the WGA and SAG-AFTRA, but we're good till the end of 2024. I mean, that was like literally his answer. I mean, it was hilarious. He's like, we want to work with you, but we're buying this. We got that. And he even mentioned during the call, he's like, nobody knows how to make unscripted content like me and Discovery.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I know. Like, you see, Amazon's going to be calling Jeremy Clarkson back about that cancellation. We'll extend you out a little bit.
That's right.
And I hope they do, to be honest with you.
Yes, absolutely.
God, that's freaking Clarkson's Farm's one of the best shows ever.
Oh, I love it. I love Clarkson. Did you watch season 2?
I did. I've watched it twice.
Yes.
It's so freaking good.
Me and Renegade Jr. love that show.
Yes,
I mean, we were big like Top Gear fans and Grand Tour fans, and then when they all started doing their own thing, like even James May cooking, and if you haven't watched Richard Hammond's like Survival Island or whatever it was, that was hilarious.
They're all good.
Yeah,
those guys are so freaking good. Yes, I'm a big fanboy of all of them.
This one shareholder asked, well, what about the movies? Why are they doing so bad? And as you all mentioned before, this is unusual because this should be so far down on the list of priorities. The only reason they're interested in this now is because now, for the first time, it's a department that needs to be funded by other departments, that no longer carries its own weight. And the second thing is Bob Iger's answer, the instant deflection. Well, the past decade, who cares about the past decade? The past decade was past decade. We're interested in the last 3-4 years. And the last 3-4 years have been a complete and total disaster. And every single thing that he brought up from recent history is he brought up Avatar, which they got from Fox, and it's a James Cameron production.
Yep.
He brought up Guardians of the Galaxy, which still underperformed, although it's the best one this year, and it's James Gunn, and he's now with the competition. And I don't recall what else. It was one more thing, but that was also something else, which really had nothing to do with Disney. And then he said that, they had given power and control back to the creatives, to which I'm thinking, how the hell did you do that? Because the problem, as far as I see it, is that you gave too much power to creatives in the first place. You made them hired a house full of activists, and then you basically told them, we need a ton of content for Disney Plus, go do your thing. And there were no talented people. And he says that now they have given the power back to creatives. Well, when did the creatives not have power? Bob Chapek, he was trying to rein in the madness by instituting a new organizational structure, this Byzantine structure, right? Which would take power away from creatives and give it to distribution. Here's the thing. The only movie to come out of that was Deadpool 3, more or less. Not a single movie actually went through that production on his watch. So in his sense, his structure, it was begun, but it was never fully implemented. So power was never, ever taken away from creatives. So what the hell is Bob Iger rambling about that they have given powers back to the creatives? It was never taken away from them. And those creatives, you fired a good number of them, which is good, which I salute. But I don't see that there's any creatives there that there's any worth in giving any power to.
Well, it's something interesting you just said kind of hit me, and I think you're right. Because what's funny about that is that effectively in the earnings call today and what we've seen the last 3 months is that Bob Iger has taken the power back away from creatives, the same as Chapek was doing. What was Chapek's design? Putting everything through Kareem Daniel and DMED at that point, right? Kareem Daniel would approve where this is going to go. Is this going to go to DTC? Is this going to go to theaters? What are we going to spend on marketing? All this kind of stuff. That was taking the power away from creatives. So Iger turns it back over and then summarily cuts their budgets after that, which is what they've done. They've scaled back $5.5 billion in cost cutting. It's like, well, effectively, you've done the same damn thing.
Yeah. You notice he didn't roll back any of the layoffs Bob Chapek was talking about, remember?
No, Chapek is the one that started the talk. Yeah, exactly, Gary. Chapek's the guy that brought up, we got to cut, we got to lay off, we got to do this, a lot of that came down from Christine McCarthy, who left a few weeks ago. Probably because she found out Bob Iger was going to get renewed for 2 more years, and she said, "That's it, I'm out. I'm done. I've been down to this street before." Or she may think that Disney is going to get put up for sale. Who knows? We can speculate till the cows come home.
I just need to say that Disney needs to get back to the thing that it does best, making preschool content that is full of dangerous gender ideology meant to ruin your children's lives before they even have a chance to get to school.
Yeah,
They are good at that.
If anybody wants to, if anybody at this point doesn't understand what I mean, you can go over to my channel, which is has my name on it, but the series is Everything Woke About, and just click on that Disney Junior playlist and let your jaw drop to the floor.
Yeah.
Just think about all the garbage that they're trying to funnel into your kids' heads.
But it's
behind your back.
preposterous that they were grooming children. It's preposterous to even, that's what Bob Iger said. It's absolutely outlandish.
Renegade.